All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome to Don's Modeling Desk. Sorry for the late start. Um, and it's only 2 minutes late, but still, whatever. Let's see who's here. Um, Jody's here. What's up, Jody? Eric's here. It's the green button. Yes, I know I'm a little late. Uh, on your mark, get set, go. Yes. What's going on, Jody? Eric? I'm gonna be working on the last of the Infernal War Machines that I'm doing for the campaign that I'm gonna be running. Figured I'm doing it anyway, so why not do a stream, right? So all kinds of bits and pieces here. I'll just leave all these little parts in the box. But let's see if we can get some of this put together tonight. Hey, Jody, Eric. I got to pull up a picture of it here because there is no instructions for putting this thing together. It's a 3D print, right? Let's see here. Demon Grinder. Okay. Got the little tiny wheels for the front, the exhaust pipes, the axles. Everything we need. Yeah, you can get, I mean, almost any color resin you want. I usually use gray because I'm probably going to paint it anyway. So the color of the resin doesn't really matter. But you can get red, blue, green. I've seen purple, black, white, different shades of gray. What's up, Gordon? Yeah, you can get several different colors of resin. I'm trying to figure out here. This goes on there. So let's get that glued on first. Where did it? There's my super glue. And the stuff that Todd loves to smell. Get a little glue on here. And get this. Oh, sorry. In the camera. Glued onto there. Well, it doesn't touch the inside. There we go. If you wanted something printed out pre-colored and you wanted several different colors, you would have to print the parts that you want in one color and then empty the vat, put in the next color that you want, and print the parts you want in that color, and so on and so forth. That's why I would just rather print everything in gray and then go from there. You're supposed to be able to leave this where it'll turn, but I'm not sure I'm going to do that. I don't think that's going to work out too good, but we'll give it a try and see what happens. The wheels go on like that. You've got this axle that goes inside the wheel, and then a cap that goes on the outside. And I think I'm just going to glue that in. Yes, then assemble it like a model. Like I said, you can print different parts in different colors, but every time you change color, you're going to have to empty out the vat and put the next color resin in. So, I mean, it's kind of a pain in the ass to empty the vat and refill it, because you'll have to clean it completely out, wipe it out with a little bit of alcohol, and then fill it back up with the next color. So, if you think that's worth it to you, I mean, it would be awesome to print them in different colors, but I think I'd rather just paint them. And then this goes in here. Yeah, like that. Let's get the other one put together. Get some glue on it. Get your people mixed up there, Jody. There we go. That one's in there. That one doesn't fit nearly as tight as the other one does, but the glue will hold it. Yeah, it's already stuck. And then, if you'll notice, this axle has a little, what is that, hexagonal pin, and this axle has a hole, and they fit together somewhat. There we go. I guess you got to keep the correct orientation to get them to fit together right. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe I'll put this one in first. Is that all the way in there? Yeah, that's all the way in there. And then this should go like that. So I guess the key, if you want the wheels to turn, would be to get a little glue in this without it spilling out. So let's give that a try and see if we can succeed. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. We'll hold that till it dries. Yeah, there is a lot of names and usernames and stuff like that to remember. Took me a good while to remember most of them. I still can't remember them all. I still get a little messed up sometimes. But let's sit that there and let it dry. I don't know if there's any way to really get any kicker down in there or not. A handy meat tenderizer. See if that'll help it. Maybe, maybe not. Looks like it went all the way through. Oh yeah. And the glue had leaked out because it's glued solid, but that's fine. Doesn't need to roll. Oh. So that's the back part. And I'm going to just make sub-assemblies. That way I can paint easier. Where are my wire clippers? This is a good question. These work pretty good. It don't work too good on this picture hanging wire though. There we go. And I dropped it. There it is. This is 1 millimeter picture. Yes, over there, Jody. This is 1 millimeter picture hanging wire. I'm going to use it to put through here to hang the wrecking ball. And I thought, yes, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I have 3 of these. I could use one of these. Yeah. And just do this and glue it. That'll keep it in there. I don't know where he's at, but wherever he's at, he can stay. Yeah, wherever he's moved on to, he's more than welcome to stay. He was annoying, and all his friends he kept bringing. There, that should hold the wrecking ball on. So we just gotta glue the 2 halves of the wrecking ball together. Like that. Look at the crazy eyes on the left. You mean the wheels? These 2 wheels? Is that what you were talking about, Jody? Yep. Yeah, those are tiny little front wheels. There we go. And Just hold that for a minute. Or you can just put some kicker and make it a little faster. Screw that back on before it gets knocked over. And there we have it. The wrecking ball. Needs a little filling on the seam there, but that ain't no big deal. There we go. Now, get this web page open with the pictures on it. There we go. We got this put together. We got this put together. Here's the tub. This goes right there, but I think I want to do some painting on that before I put it on. We could get the front wheels put on here. Where's the other axle at? There it is in the box. And they fit together pretty much the same way. Put them through here. And then fit them together on the inside. Like that. Switch back to where I can see what I'm doing. There we go. Rubber bands. I got a bunch of rubber bands, but this is already dried right now. So let's get a little glue in here and get these wheels on. Then I think I'm going to do a little painting before I put anything else together. Come on, glue. Or we'll get the axles on anyway. There we go. We got those on. Oh, did I put that on wrong? No, that's right. Oh, okay. The wheels are different. And that's the front wheels. So the full size of it will be approximately like that. That'll be the full size of it. This bucket will go right here. This bucket goes up here. This goes right on there, like that. And then you've got this other big claw that goes on back here, like that. It's pretty cool looking little rig, I think. But before I assemble any more, I'm going to get some paint on it. Don't drop it and break it first. That'd be just my luck. So let's get some paper out here on the desk and get some paint on this thing. What's a Destiny Ghost, Eric? I'm not sure what that is. Mad Max meets Ancient Rome. Is that Destiny Ghost, Jody? I'm not sure I've ever heard of that. Fire up El compressor. This is where I need another monitor. That would be nice. I think I'm going to go with some. Well, let's paint this part first, because this doesn't need a black base. This is going to be wood and leather. Spray the leather first, and then brush paint the wood. Or I guess I could just brush paint it all. Let's see what we got in the way of leather paints. What do we got? Hand leather, brown leather. Let's go with ruddy leather. And then we'll highlight it up from there. Get the old wet palette out here. Add a little more water to that. The little flying robot in Destiny 1 and 2 games. Never played those. Yeah, Jody, it does kind of look like a Mad Max Roman chariot. Let me see, maybe I can show you a picture. Can y'all see that? That is the Demon Grinder. Oh, I got to add it to the stage. Okay, there we go. There's the Demon Grinder. That's what it looks like when it's finished. It's kind of cool. That's all the pieces. That's literally the entire assembly instructions. That picture and that picture. Yeah. But it's kind of cool. Looks like something out of WoW. Hey, what's going on, Shark? See, Jody, that's what I'm talking about. I can never remember his name. I'm sorry, Shark. I just. Excuse me. Ricardo, that's it. Hey, Ricardo. See, Jody, you're not the only one that misses names. I do it all the time because my memory is terrible. Army Painter XL Wet. Oh, yeah. I saw those. Those are nice. But I just use a little foam tray and folded up paper towel and a piece of baker's parchment paper on it, and it works fine. I mean, it doesn't have a sealed top on it like the Army Painter palette does, you know, where you can seal it and the paints will still be good the next day. But I found that they usually separate so bad by the next day because they just keep absorbing water up through the paper that, I mean, they're usable, but you got to play with them a little bit to get them working again. But let's get a little of this on there. And sorry, sometimes I forget to talk while I'm painting. I'm just painting along and not talking. Be nice if I could get a producer like Jordan does. That would be cool. Oh, you're terrible with names too, Ricardo? I know you've been stopping by the stream uh quite a bit lately, but I don't know. I'm bad with names. I hear Discord dinging along. Somebody's having a good little conversation in there. It's my wet palette's leaking. Time for a new foam tray. I was wondering why my desk was wet right before I did the video. Now I know why. Leaky wet palette. And this will be a fairly short stream. I probably won't be on but hour and a half or so. Because yay, I get to work tomorrow. Oh, well, thank you, Jody. Hopefully you'll get the hang of all your equipment that Todd sent you. I'm not sure what's the deal with those lights not charging. That's weird. I know it says on that little spec sheet that you have that it's 9 to 12 volts or something like that. Were you giving it the right amount of juice? Because it says on that sheet input voltage 9 to 12 volts. So I'm assuming that means it needs a 9 to 12 volt input voltage. Which is weird considering it charges off a USB plug, which is usually 5 volts. Go figure. Oh, it doesn't come with a adapter? So you have to supply your own power brick for them. That's kind of lame. Did you try a USB power brick? A good like 2 amp USB power brick? Because it says it requires 2 amps on that spec sheet. I mean, it might work off the 5 volts, but if it requires 2 amps, I still would think it would charge, though. It just would take a long time to charge. USB-C cord. Yeah, but what did you have the other end of the cord plugged into? One of the little USB wall warts, or plugged into your computer? I have a few fast charger. Oh, okay. So you had it. That should have at least charged the battery, I would think. I wouldn't think it would need, I don't know. I looked at that one that Buck posted in Discord that he said he thought was the same one. It looked really close, but I don't think it was the same one because, I mean, I guess it could be with a different battery in it. It had a 8,000 milliamp hour battery, where the ones you have on that spec sheet you showed said it was a 4,000 milliamp hour battery. So I don't know if maybe that might just be a different model that comes with a bigger battery, or cheap Chinese copy of a cheap Chinese copy. But those, I mean, if you can get them working, those look like some really nice lights. A lot nicer than the ones I have. I have these little small ones. The ones I have are probably about half the size of those. Todd sent you some really nice lights. But that's what's so cool about this group. Everybody's willing to help everybody out in whatever way that they can. You said instruction sheet says if you want to use it while it's charging, you need at least 20 volts. For charging, it says use a fast charge plug. That's weird. Because if it says just use a fast charge plug and that's what you were using, then I don't see why it's not working. Ain't my rinsing jar opened up here so I can rinse my brush out before the paint starts drying on it. I like to rinse it out every few minutes. That way the paint don't dry on the brush and gum it up, and then I have to get new brushes, and nobody wants to do that. And that's going to clog up on me. Great. Maybe that'll be enough to finish it. How much to go? But you said you got your camera and mics working, right? You just can't get the lights working. No lights, nothing on the screen. That's weird. Well, hopefully Todd knows how to operate those lights, since he's the one that sent them to you. Because I've never tried those before. I've just got some little small ones. Buck suggested them on Amazon. Like, I think it was 30 or 40 bucks, something like that, for 3 little small ones. And I mean, they get the job done. I guess it would be a little easier to have just one or maybe 2 lights up above you, instead of, my lights are literally, there's one right off the screen over here, and one right off the screen over here, and one right above. They don't put out enough light to put them very far away, so I have to keep them relatively close so that they'll do what they're supposed to do. Because if I move them back too far, they just won't give off enough light to light everything up very good. You got the camera working as a webcam for streaming, but you don't know how to record video with it yet. Well, if you've got the camera working for a webcam, then all you need to do as far as recording video is have some software to record it with, like OBS, or I'm not sure what the other recording softwares are. I use OBS, but yeah, you just need to get some software to record with, and use that. If the camera's working as a webcam, then it'll work perfectly fine for recording. You just got to get the software sorted out, what you want to use to record with. I use OBS to record all my videos. when I have time to record videos, which isn't that often anymore, working 10 hours a day. Just thinning the paint out a little bit. I don't like thicker paint when I'm gonna do a little highlighting and stuff. Ah, forgot to put my eyes on. I went to pull them down over my eyes where I could see, and they weren't there. Get some little highlights on here, and then I'll might go back and put a wash on it after it's had time to dry good. Just trying to catch some of these little wrinkles that they've got molded in here. Can't really see them very well. And I think I just stuck my fingers in the wet paint. I did. Wonderful. Wonderful. You can see those a lot better. I think I should have thinned it more. We can do that. There we go. Much better. I have to redo that other side. Or it may look okay once I get the wash on it. Yeah, there I go. Getting quiet again. Sorry. I have OBS. Marta Kolinsky brushes. I haven't tried those. These that I'm using are Kolinsky brushes. They're not the Marta Kolinsky brushes, but they're Kolinsky brushes. I have the AK dry brushes. Oh yeah, Eric. Decent brushes are a good bit of money now. A good bit of money. But then again, even years ago, decent brushes were considerably more than cheap brushes were. I think these Rosemary and Company brushes, I was paying $5 or $6 a piece for them, and yeah, you can't get them for that anymore. You can't even get them over here in the United States anymore because for some reason that I can't remember right offhand, they made it illegal to bring Kolinsky Sable into the United States. And, or no, they made it illegal to bring mongoose into the United States because it's a endangered species. But smugglers were taking mongoose hair and pelts and putting them in boxes and marking them as sable. So they made it illegal to bring sable into the United States so that the smugglers wouldn't be able to mark mongoose boxes as sable and bring them into the United States. Oh, Trent, you're talking about getting those brushes through Dave? That's a good idea. Through his little wholesale thing. That's a good idea. That's a really good idea. I may try that because I would like to have a couple more sable brushes. Kalinskis. I gotta try to fix where I touched it a while ago. That was smart, right? No, no, that was not smart. That was not smart at all. But that's what I do. Not smart stuff. Yeah, no kidding, Trent. Hurry before the tariffs kick in. That's what I did with the resin. I bought a couple bottles of resin, 2 kilogram bottles. Just stick them aside and use them when I need them. And I thought, if the tariffs up the price, I might as well go ahead and get some now, right? Yeah, Dave gets a pretty decent little discount, don't he? Using his little dealer thing. I looked at it before when he had it on there, but I didn't order anything because I didn't really have the money. So we're gonna experiment. We're gonna see what Seraphim Sepia looks like over the top of this. What do we got to lose, right? And I know Seraphim Sepia is supposed to be a shader, but if you put it on really thin, it works good as a tint, kind of like a filter coat, just to slightly nudge the color one way or another. And this will give it a little more warmer leather look to it. Yeah, I think that'll look pretty good when it dries. I have to come back after all this dries and add some little scratches and nicks to the leather before I paint in all those rivets. It's the only bad thing about these GW shaders. They take forever to dry, to completely dry anyway. They'll mostly dry fairly quick, but then you take a chance on smearing them and shit if you try to paint over them before they're fully dry. Close to 40% or more, yeah. I knew he got some really good discounts. I think I'm gonna do a little more on this. Yeah, there I go, getting quiet again. Sorry, guys. I just get to paying attention to what I'm doing. That's why I don't do a lot of live streaming. I get to paying attention to what I'm doing and I forget. Yeah, there's people supposed to be listening to you and you're not talking. You guys in the chat aren't talking much either. Y'all are way quieter than usual. Am I that boring? Probably. Probably so. Never mind. Stupid question. We got that. We need to let that dry. Working while you're working. Yeah, that's what I do all the time when I'm watching other streams. I'm working on something while I'm watching somebody else do something. But let's get out some chainmail. Chainmail sounds good. I'm running out of room on my wet palette here. You know what I might do? This would be quicker to paint this by hand or get the dry brush out. I mean the airbrush out. To be honest, I don't know. Why not? Move this out of the way so we don't get no spray on it. There's the airbrush. I'll thin this a little bit, but I'm not going to thin it much because it doesn't need a lot of thinning to work. Oh wow, it's got a little bit of dried booger in it, don't it? And just a drip of water. There we go. We'll give this a try. I would put gloss black under it, but I don't really want super shiny. I want kind of old and faded looking. So we're going to try it without the gloss black. Let's see what it comes out like. Dry it a bit. And I think I quite like that. Yeah. I like, what the heck was that? I'll hit the inside with that too. Yeah, I like the way that dried. That looks good. It's shiny enough to look metallic, but not, brand new shiny. It has that dull look to it. I like that. Rinse out my airbrush, and we'll hit this back part with aluminum or something like that. Let's see. What do we got here? That's silver. I don't want silver. Wonder what 50/50 silver in that would look like. We might go with that. Let me rinse this out real quick. Rinsey, rinsey, rinsey. Sometimes things get piled in my spray booth over here. I don't have anywhere to rinse my brush out at until I move things. I think I have successfully stopped up my airbrush. That's not good. That's not good at all. That will impede further progress. And we're talking. Get this needle cleaned off. As much as I like the way enamels and lacquers spray, one good thing about acrylics is they're super easy to clean up and clean out of your airbrush. A little bit of alcohol, paper towel, and she's clean. Oh yeah. So let's try a bit of this. Just a touch of water in it. Oh, way too much water. That's more paint into that. There we go. Get that mixed up. Let's give this a try on this side of it. I'm hoping without the gloss black under it, it'll give me a nice aluminum color. Oh yeah, I like that. I like that. I love these Vallejo Game Air Metallics. Spraying that straight onto the resin without the gloss black under it gives a nice aluminum look. I like that. Let me clean that out of the airbrush. I'll pour that back in the pot in a minute. Paper towel. Wipe that out. Pull the needle out. Nice. Q-tips are really handy for cleaning out the airbrush too. Yeah, I'll weather it once I get it mostly put together, Trent. Uh, get most of the sub assemblies painted and start getting them together, and then I'll start throwing some weathering on it. I'm not gonna weather it a whole lot, but I'm gonna weather it some. Yeah, that looks real good now that it's dried. I like the contrast between those two different colors. And this part, oh, I think I'll brush paint with, help if I open the right drawer. Some bronze, maybe. Yeah, let's go with bronze. I don't know where my other Kolinsky brush went. Ah, there she is. This one's got a better tip on it. That one there is probably, I don't know, 10 years old or more, maybe more. This one right here is probably maybe a year old, something like that. It's a Winsor and Newton. I got it when I figured out that I can't get my Rosemary and Company brushes over here anymore. I don't know how you're still able to get Winsor & Newton brushes over here, the Kolinsky Sables. Same with the AK. I don't know how they're able to get them. If Rosemary and Company's not allowed to ship them over here, how can AK and Winsor & Newton? I even heard, I watched a video on YouTube a while back. Artist Opus was talking about they were having a hard time importing the Kolinsky Sable brushes into the U.S. because of those new laws. So I don't know how Winsor & Newton and AK are managing to do it. Because you're not supposed to be able to import Kolinsky Sable at all. At least that's my understanding of it anyway, and what I was gathering from that video. They were saying that importing Kolinsky Sable was not going to happen anymore unless there was a way to get that law changed back. I'm sorry. I am completely off camera. Completely off camera. That's not good. And I might paint this grid work on this back part here with this brassy brass too. Or bronze rather. This is bronze. I don't know if I'll have time to do that tonight, or maybe that'll be a project for next Monday. I have noticed doing these Infernal War Machines because I'm painting them with mostly like metallic colors because they're these big machines, you know, for the war between the devils and the demons in Avernus in Dungeons and Dragons. I just don't see them painting their war machines. You know, it just seems like they just throw them together and go for it. To me, anyway. So, but I have noticed that with these metallic colors, print lines, even on a resin printer, that you can't see in the print when you get it out of the printer, will really show up when you throw these metallic colors on them. I'll show you what I'm talking about here in a second. That needs to dry and put a second coat on. But while that's drying, let me find a spot here. Oh, here's one. And yeah, there you can see it a little bit on the camera. You see those little tiny print lines? There you go. You can see it right there. That's not a texture in the part, in the, you know, because you see those don't have it. It's just at certain angles you get those little print lines, And in the part itself, they're not even hardly visible. But when you throw that metallic paint on there, they show. See, like that one, all of those, it's not there at all. It's just when you get to certain places on the print, you get over here, they're not there. It's just these middle areas were just at the right angle to get a slight print line on them. But then you throw that metallic on there and bam, you can see it. But I'm still very impressed with what this printer can do. It's just, it blows my mind. Especially with how easy it is to use it now. I mean, with that Saturn 4 Ultra, you don't even have to level the bed. You just send your first file to it and bam, start printing. It's insane. And I know there's a lot of people online complaining about the way the vat tilts, which is what allows it to print as fast as it does, because you're not ripping the print straight up off of the FEP. With each layer, the vat actually tilts away from the build platform, which lets it, kind of peel off from one side instead of trying to rip it straight off, which allows it to pull away faster, which gives you faster print times. And a lot of people online are complaining that because of that tilt mechanism, that leaves a big gap around the vat. And if anything spills into the printer, it just goes right into the guts of the printer, which, oh, Michigan Toy has Rosemary and Company, Kolinsky's. Ooh, I know where I'm going in a minute. But to me, that just means you need to be a little more careful and try not to get the resin down in there. Oh, I'll look that up in a minute once I get off the stream. Let's see, solid black. We'll use that. No, it's not NATO black. Ian would be disappointed. It's not NATO black. It's just black. Just a little water. Probably should have spray painted that black. Or airbrushed it, rather. And then hit the metallic. But it can be done. I think I'm going to use my old brush for this, though. I don't want to mess up that new brush. Well, newer brush. May have to touch up my brass, but I think it needs another coat anyway. Oh yeah. I should probably look and see if I'm in camera. There, how's that? Oh, you out of here, Trent? Have a good one, man. Did I make you sleepy? I know I'm not the most energetic, talkative person on the stream by myself. And I know it's probably my fault that not many people showed up because I didn't post it on Discord until late. That's gonna look nice. I'm definitely gonna have to touch up the brass though. Or bronze rather. It's bronze. I think I'm gonna call it about 9:30 or so I can go get ready for work in the morning. Hit the sack. Got it all over the brass there. I have a commission, a bunch of minis I gotta paint that I'm probably gonna start on tomorrow night. And get working on them. Some more Zombicide minis from the same guy that I painted the last ones for. Different different set of Zombicide minis, but more Zombicide minis. Some of them are kind of sci-fi looking. They're really cool. What's going on, Howard? You got here just a little bit before the end because I'm gonna call it here in a minute so I can get ready for work tomorrow. Try to get these grills knocked out first, though. And I don't want to know what. Oh, well, I probably don't want to know, right? Never mind. Um, you can't be dropping super chat bombs on me, Howard. I don't have enough followers to have super chats. Or subscribers, whatever you want to call it. The chat is very quiet. Of course, there's only 6 people watching, so. Oh, I'm out of the camera again. Stay in camera, fool. I figured out I need to readjust where my camera is when I do these streams so I can get in closer. Nice. I do, and I appreciate that from you guys. That's how I made this thing. Oh, wrong way. All of this is all 3D printed, Howard. That's probably 10 or 15 parts all put together right there. And here's the wrecking ball that goes on the back of it. I put 1mm picture hanging wire to hang it from when I get ready to put it on the back. Let me touch up this brass where I got the black all over it. And I think I'm going to call it a night. 4 o'clock comes way too early in the mornings. Way too early. Whoever's idea it was for work to start so early in the morning, I need to have a talk with him. And I'm quiet again, I know. Concentrating. My brain can't do two things at once. It can barely do one. And that's on a good day. Wonder how many people I've put to sleep tonight. Well, that's true. That's true. I don't know where Ian can come up with all that. I I can't talk that much. I talk way more on the stream with everybody than I do just sitting here by myself, but nowhere near as much as Ian does. Just get my brushes cleaned up here. A little soap on them. Get them in shape. I like to put a little soap on them and then make a nice little point and then let the soap dry and it'll hold it in that point till the next time you go to use it, and then you can rinse it off. And quality over quantity. Thank you. I hope it's quality. But I'm fixing to get out of here. We got started painting this part tonight. I think that's looking pretty good. I don't know why the frame rate is so low. It's not that way in StreamYard. I mean, in OBS, it's only that way in StreamYard. But we got started painting this. Got to finish up the details on it. And we got this put together. The tailpipes are not glued in yet. They're just sitting there, so they kind of move around. But we got all of this put together. And we got this part put together. I think that just looks cool as shit. And there's two more pieces that go on here that I need to reprint. They didn't print right, and I forgot. I haven't reprinted them yet. But I think I'm going to call it here tonight. And thank all y'all for stopping by. Like and subscribe if you want. If you're not already subscribed, put this back together. Oh, and the wheel fell off. Now, it doesn't want to go back together. Okay, I guess we won't put that back together tonight. But anyway, thanks everyone for stopping by. Like and subscribe if you want. I'm not as good at this outro stuff as Jordan is. But I'll be back on next Monday night working on this. We'll get a little more done, some more paint on it. Probably won't work on it either in the week because, like I said, I got that commission to start. I'll be working on that. But thanks everyone for stopping by. Have a great night. Enjoy yourselves. And we'll see you. Nope, I started to say Wednesday night, but we're not doing Wednesday night this week. See y'all Friday night then. So have a good one, everyone. And thank you, Eric, Jody. Anyway, y'all have a good one, and thanks for stopping by. I'm out of here.